I'm so excited for today's video where I'll be covering the 5 steps to 6-figure influence, and I'm going to talk to you about the 5 shifts you have to make to get your first 6 figures in your influencer business, the revenue opportunities you have as influencers, and then the action steps you need to take right now. So if this is the first time we've ever connected, this is the first time you've watched any of my videos, my name is Gwen Lane, and I help digital influencers like you increase their influence, income, and impact. Now, I don't want to talk about me because I want to get started on helping you right away, but I just want to point out a few reasons why you might want to listen to me. So I've built a multiple 6-figure business just through my blog and my Instagram and my social channels, and getting brand deals for 5 years now. And I've worked with brands like Disney, Google, this platform, Nike, Target, Starbucks, and more. And in the past 2 years, I've been helping influencers like you monetize through brand deals. So I've launched and built a successful 6-figure membership community with over 300 members. And I've launched courses, group coaching programs, and I want to help you do the same. So first of all, I want to talk about the beliefs you need to have to create a 6-figure influencer business. We really have to start with the beliefs because, as you know, if you don't think it's possible, it's not possible. And if you do think it's possible, then it is. So number one is you have to believe it's possible. So sometimes it's hard to do that when you are starting from scratch, or maybe you don't have a lot of followers yet. But I want you to see the evidence of people doing it on Instagram. You kind of have already seen it, right? You've seen people doing it. You see people working with brands. You see people hashtag sponsored. You've seen hashtag ad. You've seen celebrities do it. So it exists. And there are micro influencers out there. There's a lot of influencers of all levels working with brands. There's a lot of people, business owners at different levels, getting clients, no matter how many followers you have. So I want you to first believe that it's possible. So that's the number one thing. A lot of us are wondering, why isn't it working for us? And subconsciously, you might not be aware of it. You might think maybe it's not possible for me. And so I want you to kind of reconnect with yourself and ask yourself, do I even believe it's possible? Let me look at some proof that it is possible, that someone's already done it, right? And so you actually have to believe that it's possible. So number one, that's the one shift that you have to make. Number two, you have to believe that it's actually a business and treat it like a business. So there's a lot of you here that maybe just starting out, you are starting to post content, you want to have an influencer business, but you're treating it like a hobby. You're only posting when it's convenient for you. You don't really have a plan. You don't have a strategy in place. You don't really know how you're going to make money. That's not a business, right? That is pretty much a hobby that maybe will turn into business one day. So I want you right now to decide if this is going to be your business or not. Now, I'm not saying that you have to do that. If you want it to be a hobby and you don't want to put time and effort into it to make it a business, that's totally fine. But this video is probably not for you. This video is for people who want to make their influencer business a successful, multiple 6-figure business. And, it's something that you can live off of, pay the bills and more, and do all the things that you want to do. Most of the people that I work with want to be their own boss. Some of them are doing this as a side hustle to their 9-to-5, but their goal is to eventually quit their job, maybe even retire their partners, and then do this full time so that they could travel, have more time with kids, and do this full time. So you have to actually believe it's a business. So if you're still like dabbling and tiptoeing, like maybe I could do this or maybe I'll see it, that's not going to work. Okay. And so the shift that I want you to make right now is, this is my business. Maybe it's just starting out, or maybe, you know that you're just in the first year, which, when I was in the first year of business, it didn't feel like a business because it wasn't making money yet, but I knew in my mind that it was a business to me. It was a business that I was building. And so you really have to put your foot down and be like, this is a business for me. So that's number 2. Number 3, you have to believe that success will come. So in the beginning, it won't feel like it. In the beginning, I would post and there would be hardly any likes, any comments. I would go live and it would just be me. Anyone ever feel like, sometimes you're a little discouraged because you're not getting the feedback, you're not seeing the results. And you just have to believe that if this is what you want to do, then the success will come. It's just a matter of time. And I know this is hard for some of you because it does require you to believe in yourself. And sometimes it's hard to believe in yourself when you're not seeing the results. So a story that I like to tell my students and people when, they're working really hard and they're not seeing the result is the story of the bamboo plant. And when you plant something, you might not see the results and you can't keep looking back to check if the bamboo has grown yet because that's going to mess up. I don't know. I'm not a gardener, you guys. I'm not a green thumb. My succulents die. But anyway, you're not going to keep checking the plant to see if it's grown yet, right? You're just going to have to keep tilling the soil or whatever it is you do and watering the plant until it finally grows. And that could take months and even years. And the thing with business is that it is a long game. Like you can't expect to put one day into it, 1 week on it, and then you're going to reap the rewards. So especially with influencer business, you are growing your following first. So it's going to take a little bit of time until you start gaining that traction, gaining that momentum, and then seeing the revenue. Now, the 4th belief is you have to believe in a mission. I believe that if you don't have a mission and you're just posting just to post or just trying to get followers, I don't think that's going to last very long because this requires a lot of effort and a lot of drive for you to keep going when sometimes you don't see the success right away. And the people that I see are still doing it are the people who are actually here to help others and make an impact. Now, I like to believe that I attract people, so the people probably watching this video are wanting to be of service. They want to help their audience. They're not just posting selfies of themselves and thinking that that's going to help everyone. Yeah, selfie can help if it has a story, it has a message, it has something that, will help your audience through their day or will inspire them. And it's not just about you posting to your audience and letting them see pretty pictures and stuff like that. It's more about helping your audience and providing value. And lastly, this is something that I know a lot of us struggle with. It's something that I struggle with. It's still something that I have to work on, and it's a never-ending process, you guys. Number 5 is you have to believe that you're worthy of a 6-figure business. Now, a lot of us, when I talk to my students, they're like, well, I don't even know if I have something to offer. And you do. If you're here, you do. All of us have experience, whether you have credentials or PhD or whatever. A lot of people get caught up in, I have to have gone through this training to help people. That is not true. You can help people just by creating a community for them, right? Like one of my revenue streams is my membership model, and I do teach in there, but I also provide a safe space, right? There are a lot of people, especially nowadays when we're so disconnected, we're only on social media, the connections can be superficial. You can create that safe space for your people, whether you are moms, whether you are going through challenges, whether you guys are, going through a illness or a disease or something like that. There is something for everyone. Now, if you do teach something, a lot of people are like, well, I can't teach because I don't have credentials or I'm not certified. And my comeback for that is always like, do you need a certificate to help somebody? And the answer is always no, right? And like, does someone care if you're going to help them? Are they going to ask for your, PhD or your MD first? Probably not, unless it is a health-related issue. That's different. But in our case, in the digital world, we can offer something to our audience and help them right now while we're growing our following, while we're waiting for brand deals. So I want you to go back to this video later on and really write down these beliefs, and maybe you're writing it right now, and ask yourself if this is what has been stopping you. I can 100% tell you in certainty that if something's not going right, it's one of these 5 things. If you're like, I don't have time for this, it's because you don't have a mission that is forefront in your mind and strong enough to help you keep going. If you are like, I don't know if I want to even, do this, then maybe it's because you don't believe it's an actual business. And then if you're stuck in comparison, looking at other people's stuff, it's maybe the belief number 3 that success will come to you as well, as long as you keep, watering your plant. You can't, it's going to be hard to water your plant if you're stuck looking at other people's stuff and you don't have a strategy in place. So it's one of these 5 beliefs that is really going to make a difference if you are going to have a successful 6-figure business or not. And this is all mindset, and because we all know that it's 95% mindset, 5% strategy. So many people come to me and they're like, what's the strategy? What's the strategy? But their beliefs, system is not aligned, and no matter what strategy you do, it's not going to work if you do not believe all of these 5 things. So does that make sense to you? Let me know in the comments. I'm seeing some hearts. There's a lot of material I'm trying to get through today, so let me know in the comments if you agree, if you're working on your beliefs. Just give me some comment love so I know you guys are still with me and still listening, and if that makes sense to you. So now let's talk about your revenue opportunities. A lot of influencers get this all wrong. They're posting and creating content and they just want to grow their following to get brand deals. And I'm telling you guys, there's nothing wrong with that. That's how I started, and that's what I did for 2.5 years before I was able to grow that business into a 6-figure business to quit my job. But that's not the only way to monetize. And, it could have been a lot easier for people who build their audience to launch something because they already have a following in place. Whether that following is 100 or 1,000, I want you guys to kind of take a step back. And for people who say, I only have 1,000 followers, that is you basically saying that you do not want to serve the 1,000 followers that are there because you want more new people, when in fact those 1,000 followers can be your first 1,000 customers, right? Those are your first 1,000 people that you can serve right now. A percentage of them can buy something from you. Maybe there's something you can coach them on. Maybe you can put them in a paid membership community where you talk to them and you help them every single month. There is an opportunity there that a lot of influencers are ignoring because they want the numbers and they want the brand deals. But I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I'm saying that you can have that in addition to the brand deals later on when you get to the numbers that they actually want. Now, most influencers, all they do is they wait around for this. And what I can tell you is that it's not sustainable because we're still relying on brands. And sometimes there's some brand deals, sometimes there's not. But what you can rely on is your audience. They're there for you. They're waiting for you. They are watching you. Even if they're not necessarily engaging, they might be watching. They might just not be liking and commenting, but they're out there. And what I see the most successful influencers doing are they go beyond brand deals. They are serving their audience by providing physical products. I see some influencers creating planners and doing more productivity stuff. I see them creating clothing lines because they love fashion. I see them creating membership opportunities to get people in a safe space to talk about certain things that only that community can serve and that influencer can serve. And I've also seen people promoting other stuff for affiliate marketing. There's so many different revenue opportunities, and I don't want you to make the mistake of only focusing on brand deals. That is only one revenue stream. There's actually 5 out there. And so it's advertising, which is brand sponsorships. Affiliate marketing is when you make a revenue when you refer someone to someone else's products and services. That's like Amazon or reward style or something like that. And then there's products, that's digital products or physical products. And then there's services, if there's a service you offer. And then events, which is hosting your own event or getting paid to do event appearances. So those are the 5 main revenue streams, and I don't want you to just keep waiting around for brand deals or that be your only focus when your business plan can have different revenue streams. Now, I wish I launched my digital offer sooner. I probably would have been able to quit my job a lot sooner. I was only doing brand sponsorships at the time. I didn't know how to launch anything at that time. I wish someone was able to help me with that. And so this is why I'm trying to hopefully let you see that there is this opportunity out there. Now, the thing is, your people, your followers, they have a problem or a challenge. And if you can help them solve that problem, why not help them, right? I'm not telling you to sell them something they don't need or want. I'm telling you to help them by selling something that they do need. And this is where that another belief comes in, that selling is serving. And most people think that if you're selling something, it's bad or sleazy. Maybe someone was trying to sell you something that you didn't need or was trying to pressure you. We've all had that experience. I totally get it. We all know like the analogy of a used car salesman, right? Like it's not really what we want. But if we really did need a used car, we'd probably want to talk to a used car salesman, right? So it also depends on if you actually need that. And so what I do and what I teach my students to do is to serve. And to serve by providing your customers, your following, your audience value, and then selling them something is providing them the opportunity to work with them on a deeper level if they need it. Like your content is inspiring, it's great, but maybe you give them an offer or you sell them a way to work with you so that they can have more accountability, more support. Like your content's there for everyone, but maybe you only work with people that are wanting more of your help. So through your content, you can really figure out what your people need and you can show them how you can help. That's really it, right? Sometimes you guys, we overcomplicate business. All we need is a problem and we solve it. We sell solutions. We don't sell things that people don't need. We sell things that will help people save time or money. It will give people support. It will make people feel good. That is the business I am in, you guys. And so like my membership, I love it. I love teaching. I love coaching. I realize that I love this more than even my own influencer business. Like I love going to things. I love going to events. I love partnering with brands. But what lights me up in the world is like teaching and coaching people on how to create a business so that they too can live the way they want to live, so that they don't have to be stuck at a job that they hate, or so that they can travel the world and go do things. If you guys have been following my stories and my Instagram, you'll see that I was able to take a month-long trip to Europe, and I could never have done that if I didn't build my business and have a system in place to have that sustainable six-figure revenue coming in every single month. So this is really it, you guys. Like I have so many influencers in my community that are ready to launch their first digital offer, whether that's a course, membership, or a program, but most of them don't know what to do. And I was in exactly the same place 2 years ago. And so I have some action steps for you to do that. But first, I'd love to know in the comments who is thinking of launching. Put launch in the comments if you have thought about, oh, maybe I should launch a course or a membership or program while I'm growing my following so I can help my audience right now. So let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. And here are some action steps for you. Number one, go through these beliefs. Watch this video again if you have to, and really ask yourself if you're ready to shift these in your mind. It all starts there. You really have to make sure that you're in the right headspace, that you actually think it's possible, and that this is actually a business that you want to create. Because once you make that decision, I promise things are going to start getting clearer. You really have to make that decision. Like there's never anybody that I knew that was 1 foot out their business and their business became successful. No, like they actually have to be all in. Most of the time, that's when things start changing for people, is when they're all in, they have a mission, and nothing's going to stop them. And so this is the kind of motivation I want you to have. So that's why the beliefs are super, super important. Number two, once you're ready to shift these beliefs, I want you to watch my all new free training that I'll add a link to in this video, which shows you my step-by-step game plan for six-figure influence. It's exactly what I did in my business to launch a digital offer that helped my audience. So I have a free training for you. You can go to gwenlane.com/masterclass. I'll also put the link in this video afterwards. So if you're still watching and seeing the replay, you'll have the link. I'll put the link in the post and in the comments for you. And lastly, once you go through the training, you'll be able to book a call with me or my team to help you get the clarity on what kind of digital offer you can launch. Because sometimes people are like, I'm not sure. I think I could launch this, but I kind of was thinking about this. That's the hardest part sometimes, is making the decision, you guys. And this is why I want you to make that decision. So this is a free call that I'm offering. We have limited spots available, so only please book a call once you've watched a training, and only if you're ready to launch your digital offer in the next 90 days. We don't want anyone that's unsure still. Like, this is the best time to launch it, because I don't want you to be kicking yourself 3 months, 6 months, a year from now, wishing that you had started. I wish I started mine a lot sooner, and instead of just relying on brand deal money and brand deal income that sometimes wasn't there. And so I'll put the link in this video for the free training, and hopefully that helps you figure out, what are the steps that you need to take. And again, I share my exact model with you on what I did to launch. And this is specifically for influencers. There's lots of launch programs out there, but a lot of them are for, entrepreneurs, coaches, business owners. It works for you as well, but I put an emphasis on influencers here because we are content creators. We're already probably doing brand deals and working with brands and collabing with brands. And this is if you want to add this sustainable revenue stream into your business. So remember to go through the shifts. Number 1, 2, watch this training, and 3, after you watch the training, book a call with me or my team, and we'd love to walk you through the model of how I launched and created my six-figure business. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.